Hello again, everyone. This is Jim with another Beating Obesity update. This is Thanksgiving Eve, and so I wanted to make a video that I think is going to be rather timely, I hope. And it pertains to the subject of having cheat days or reward days when you're on a weight loss plan. And also to what the holiday season means in America and how it gets out of hand. Holiday eating, let's say. So I want to share some thoughts. I have some thoughts on this. I've spoken a little bit on this before on the concept of cheat days. And I think anyone who's seen my prior videos knows I'm not a big fan. I'm going to expand on a little bit here now. And, you know, I don't want to come across as the Grinch that stole Thanksgiving or, you know, some curmudgeon or a guy that's too hard or anything. But look, I just think I'm pretty rigid on this. And I think most people, this is an area that most people struggle with. And so that's why I want to take some time here and talk about it. Cheat days. First of all, the first thing I want to say is cheat is the wrong word. It's nothing to do with cheating. Cheating is to gain an advantage by an unfair or illegal method. You know, there's no advantage on the so-called cheat day. I like to call it what it is. It's a fail day, because it means you've decided you're going to take a day or an occasion to fail on your plan, and you're going to allow that to fail. You know, so I think this is a better way to look at it, and maybe people, if you really thought of it as a fail day, you might think twice about doing it in the first place. But so, you know, to me, this is for, like I said, some people have no problem with a cheat day. They can incorporate it with a fail day. They can incorporate it in their plan, and they get away with it. We're all different, though. Some people can do it. Some people are at different parts of their journey, or at different ages, or with different addictions, different degrees of being overweight. From my personal experience, talking to a lot of people, hearing comments, people asking me questions, it's my perception that for the majority of people, it's not such a good idea, and you should avoid it. And I'll just state my conclusion up front. If whatever weight loss plan you're on, if the idea of taking a break from it, and may call it cheating, I call it failing, if that sounds appealing, if that's something that you think is going to help you get through, then I'm going to say you shouldn't do it. Because to me, something's wrong with your plan if the idea of the fail day sounds good to you. Like if your plan is so boring or so difficult and rigid, or you just haven't gotten over the really strong addictions and learned habits from the past. If you're struggling with any of that stuff, I say you got to defeat that first and stay away from the fail day. On the other hand, if you are doing some kind of a plan whereby you've been doing it a while and you have some success, or maybe you're finished with your plan, maybe you have succeeded. If you do not feel the urge to have a fail day, if you could take it or leave it, if you can like pass on all the different kinds of foods that are thrown your way, and it's really no big deal, then I'm going to say maybe you should once in a while make an exception and have I don't say it has to be a day. You can do a lot of damage in a day. You know, a cheating, a fail event, or a meal, or some little quantity of deviation from your new lifestyle. And that's the whole point, is that we're creating a new lifestyle. You have to create a new lifestyle. It's a complete package. A new lifestyle can't be, I'm going to do this thing 5 days a week, and then I'm going to do something else on the weekend for the 2 days. So I'm doing the good on 5 days, and I'm going to fail for 2 days. This is not going to be a successful lifestyle in the long term, in my opinion. Others may differ. Others may disagree with me. But I don't think this is sustainable in the long run. Why? Because the part where you're failing on the weekends, or the 1 day you do it, or the 2 days, it's going to suck you back in, okay? It's going to expand. It's going to eat away at your mind, and it's going to take over. It's going to creep. You may not notice it. It may take some years for you to notice it, but you're going to get sucked back into it. Another thing I want to say is that this jumping back, the idea of going on and off. I'm on my plan, and then I'm off my plan, to have some fun. This doesn't help in the long run to establish a new emotional sense of being, and it doesn't train your body. It does train your body, but what it's training your body and mind to do is to do this back and forth, on and off, on and off. This is okay, this is not okay here, now it's okay, not okay. And so this pattern is imprinted, and so you're learning that failing is okay for part of your lifestyle, and so you're not really resetting a new pattern. What you want to do is fix in place a new lifestyle that doesn't involve any cheating. The cheating is a voluntary thing you do when you elect to, but it's not anything you're really compelled to do. So I hope this is making some sense where I'm going with this. And again, I know this is going to sound like, so tough. People. A lot of the comments I get from people are, yeah, your story is great. I'm here on my journey. I've got 30 pounds to go. I got 50 pounds to go. I got 20 pounds to go. Whatever it is, there's somewhere on the path, and then something happened. It's like a stall, and then it's like a extended stall, and then it's maybe a relapse. So it could be just a stall, or it may have gone back up. They may have lost a lot of ground. And this is, to me, in fact, I did this many times over the years. We all end up there. But the answer isn't to add a bit more failing into your plan. It means you've got too much failing going on. You've got to cement you've got to erase all that failing, and you've got to have that new lifestyle that's above it, and you've got to build a new strength and a new you. So that's why I'm not a big advocate of it, especially for the people that are sort of struggling. It's going to take a struggle, but if you're in that category of people and you think you want that fail day, first of all, if you call it a fail day, you might not be so inclined to do it, right? But you should probably look at other things. You should probably look more at, changing your plan, changing your foods, changing your meal frequency, maybe doing some fasting, just changing up your approach. Maybe start tracking your food and learning really what you're eating in total. Maybe you're eating much more than you thought you were on those cheat days. I don't. If you're not monitoring your food intake, well, who knows what it is on those days. So I do recommend for people that are sort of lost and struggling and trying to reformulate the plan to go to a basic food tracking for a while and really find out where you're at and if it's acceptable or not. I have a feeling if a lot of people haven't done that, they're going to be shocked at where they're at. The amount of calories, the energy input is much too high. So those are the types of things I would recommend. Stay away. If you're struggling, stay away from the cheating. I know it's going to be tough, but it is going to be tough for a while. And finally, on this subject, let me just say, the reward. Everybody feels like they need a reward. I had a good week. I'm gonna reward myself, with 1 day or 2 days, whatever it is. Reward. It's not a reward. It's failing. It's setting yourself back. This is not a reward. It's the opposite of a reward. All your rewards are going to come at the end. Like I made my video last week, Imagine a New Life, and I mentioned how every hour of every day I'm appreciative and thankful for the new life I have. This is my reward. It's not in food. It's in life. That's my reward. But I didn't get there by doing a lot of failing along the way, planned failing. I'll just say in my case, I don't know if I was lucky or just a plan I chose, but right in the beginning when I went with OMAD and a low-carb diet, I did not have the urge to cheat. And so, for me, that worked a lot. I didn't. In fact, it was working so well, I told myself, this is not hard. There's no freaking way I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to upset the apple cart. I'm not going to change anything until this ride ends. I just thought it was working so wonderfully. So I'm just throwing that out there. When I hit that OMAD and low carb and got rid of the junk food and the sugar and all that, I lost my urge to cheat. I have memories of the bad stuff. Those memories, they never go away. They never, ever will go away. But the urge to do something about it, the craving to immediately put something in your mouth or go grab a bag of nachos or something, that's gone. The other thing I want to touch on quickly is, and I mean it's the same category really. It's failing, but it's failing. This failing is going across. It's our whole country is failing in this respect. And this whole idea of the holiday season and how you'll hear people talk about how, well, you don't want to have too restrictive of a plan because you want to be able to enjoy the holidays with friends and family, blah, blah, blah. A few problems I have with this. Number one, I think it's a cop-out. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your eating to enjoy the holidays with friends and family. I think it's an excuse to say, just let go and do what the crowd is doing for a little bit. And that's to me, it's a fail. I know the pull, the urge that has. Everybody's doing everything, just food. This is a problem in our country. It's food. It's a food festival from Halloween to Valentine's Day. It's just chocolate and snacks and one pies and cookies and big meals, and just our attitude is that we need to eat and drink to excess. in order to enjoy the holidays. And that's a bunch of crap. Now, again, there are people with some discipline that can do it. But their concept of enjoying the holiday is maybe on one day, one meal, or one part of a meal. Maybe they have dessert in a normal amount. They don't extend it for days like a whole binge fest. And that's what I see all around. That's what all of us see all around. It's not just one Thanksgiving meal or the day before. It's the season. It's just crammed. You're expected just to binge every single day. And that's what it turns out to be, and then it's a disaster. Because you're thinking, well, all right, I'm enjoying the season, everybody's having fun, and I'll straighten it out. In January, I'm going to get back on track, and and I'm going to start working out and join Weight Watchers, whatever it is. I'll take care of that later. When you're young, these kind of things make sense to you, and somewhat you can get away with it, because when you're young, you might, maybe you binge for a whole season, and you just have your trousers a little bit tighter. Maybe you put on 5 pounds or 10 pounds, and it's like, no big deal. But time goes on, you change, years after years after years of doing this, suddenly you've expanded. I lived this. I just let go for year after year after year, and then I ended up, it spiraled out of control. I was way out of control. Most people don't go as out of control as I was, but I think the majority of us get sucked into it and go too far. Too many meals, too many desserts, too much stuffing ourselves with all the wrong kinds of foods. So, we all know this is going on, and for those of us trying to do something about it, you look like an oddball, and you don't want to be the person there, preaching, well, this is all wrong, you shouldn't be, that's too many carbs, that's too much sugar, that's no fun, that's the Grinch right there. But you should be able to participate in that, do your own thing. Maybe it involves bringing some of your own food. Nobody should mind that. And if they do, it's their problem. Just try to bring your new habits and your new lifestyle into this holiday season, and not let it destroy you, not let it wreck you. I maintain it is possible. And one thing I'd like to say is, I think it's a good opportunity this holiday season to demonstrate to anybody, friends or family in particular, that it is possible to look at things different and to do things a different way. Not to be preachy, but just to be an example. People see, that guy, he's got his different food there. He's not totally eating this all the crap. Just let people observe what you're doing and what's working for you. Don't preach to them about it, but just be an example. A lot of us have family members maybe that you might want to think they really need to do something, and you hope they do something. But often, it's impossible to tell them anything. They're going to do their own thing regardless of what you say. But just being there, being an example, I think that's important. So this is just my thought on the holiday thing. We should stand up to it and take care of ourselves, eat healthy, be an example, have fun. There's no reason why you can't have fun. I refuse to believe that the fun part of being with friends or family is all related to just eating into a food coma or drinking calories up the yin yang. That isn't the fun part, and nobody feels great afterwards. The fun part is all the rest of it, the talking and the sharing and everything. So I think it takes more work to make it, to kind of merge yourself into this atmosphere of parties and the holiday season and the binging. It takes more work to jump into it. It's easier it's either to not go at all and just make yourself a recluse and do your own thing, or to just cheat, just drop everything and just join a crowd and do what they're doing. That's the absolute easiest. But why do it? This is just way too much excuse me, way too much failing. So, yeah, those are just the thoughts I wanted to convey today. Again, maybe easier said than done for some. It is a struggle, but everything's a struggle, and you got to start somewhere. So if it's a cheat day, you can do a lot of damage in a day. How about just reduce it to, if you're really going to do it, make it like one little thing and call it a day. That's a day right there. But if you're really struggling, just don't do it. Just make a total ban on it, and maybe change the kind of food you're eating or change your plan, because if you're really compelled to go down that road strongly, then your plan's probably not going to succeed in the long run anyway. I don't think anybody succeeds with planned failures forever. Anyway, I've said that, I'm repeating myself now, but I think everyone gets the point. So I hope everyone has a happy holiday, that you somewhat stay on your plan, or do stay on your plan 100%. I mean, I urge that. I'm not big on the whole, now I've lost through my dietary changes, I don't have any interest anymore in the whole Thanksgiving, the traditional meal, the turkey and mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, cranberries, pumpkin pie, pecan, all this stuff, none of it really, it's not me. I love my meal, and it's probably going to be, again, steaks and hamburger and all my favorites that I have every other day. But it'll be, every day's a Thanksgiving for me. So just be careful on what you plan to enjoy, and stick to your plan, because I want to hear people coming back and saying, you know what, I heard what you said, and I decided to stay the course, and I still had a good time. Because I believe that's possible. Have a good time, mingle with people, enjoy the season, enjoy life, but just take care of yourselves. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a great holiday, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.